Good morning, YouTube. This is my video for weigh-in day number 8, and it's not going to be a long video, but I do want to touch base with you, let you know how I've been getting on, give you some stats based on my weigh-in day, which was yesterday morning. Today is Monday, but these are figures for yesterday morning. Let me start off by giving you my current physique stats as of Sunday, the 20th of August. So my overall weight is 17 stone 2.8 pounds. My fat percentage is 35.5. My visceral fat rating is 19. My muscle mass is 10 stone 7.6 pounds. My physique rating is 2. The basal metabolic rate in calories is 2,118, 2118, and my metabolic age is 50. Calculated on my muscle mass and my body mass, my muscle percentage is 61.3%. And then finally, my BMI for yesterday was 35.1. So, I have reflected somewhat on the purpose of these videos because it's changed. Not that I wanted it to change. My original purpose was to document my weight loss journey and to use it as a form of accountability to help me stay on track. Now, clearly that hasn't worked because the last 4 weeks I've been putting on weight. I've been not doing the things I said I was doing. So the accountability bit isn't working for whatever reason. I don't know why. So I'm going to run through what happened this week just gone, each day by day, in terms of my food and exercise. And then I'm going to try and finish off with a few thoughts about where I am at the moment. So, Sunday was the first day of my week this week. This is the Sunday of last week, not yesterday. And I had already eaten some cakes because I had bought them from the previous day. So I already had a day where it wasn't the right day. I didn't do very much. I just finished off the cake. I had basically a cake left from the Saturday that I had bought but not eaten. So I ate the cake in the morning, and that was it. The rest of the day was okay. But it was not, in my terms, a good day because of that. Monday was fine. I ate the right food, and I went to work. Had a busy day at work. I had a really busy day at work. It was a really late day. Tuesday was the day that we went out to the hotel and had a meal, a really nice meal, and lots of alcohol on Tuesday night. So, to be fair, that wasn't a good day in terms of my dietary intake, but I do want to live a life still. So if that was the only thing that happened last week, I'd have been okay with that, and I just kept that as being one of my good days because it wasn't a takeaway and it wasn't sort of sugary, fatty foods. Although the calorie intake would have been way too high for the day, I think I don't want to have a life where I never get to enjoy a meal out in a restaurant or get to treat myself to a hotel. And that day was about me and my partner implementing something that we like to do, or we're trying to do with our lives. It's a simple phrase. It's summarised by small bills, big life. And what we mean by that is try and keep our domestic personal bills low. So have a small house, don't have extravagant cars and holidays and stuff, but then have money spare to be able to do things with a bit more quality to them. So if we want to go out and stay in a hotel, it's not a travel lodge or a Premier Inn, which are fine for sort of me when I'm working. Or actually I'd jump in the van, which is save money. But I would easily stay in one of those. But if you want to treat yourself to something a bit nicer, we went to a nice hotel and had a really nice meal. And it wasn't for a special occasion. It was just because we wanted to treat ourselves, just because. So that aspect of my life, I want to keep that in place. I'm not going to do it very often because we don't actually have. I don't actually at the moment have small bills. I have very large bills at the moment, and so one half of that phrase I can't do. So without the small bills, I can't do the big life. So Tuesday was fine. I'm going to count it as a good day, but literally it was a high calorie day. Wednesday was a good day to do my diet because I was at work and I was busy all day. And Thursday was a really stressful day from 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock. I was constantly battling the clock and rushing around and trying to get my paperwork done. Just the jobs just fell at the wrong times, and because of that stress, by the time I finished it, I really felt like I deserved a treat, and that's one of my Achilles' heels. Because I'd got through the day and survived, I wanted at the end of the day to have a treat. So I had a McDonald's at the end of that day, which obviously was my sort of banned list of things to do, having a takeaway. And then Friday was a really bad day money-wise. I was basically just driving back from Scotland with no money. I had one job, so I was working, but it wasn't really fulfilling day's work. And I remember I filled it with diesel towards the end of the day. I remember thinking, as I drove up to get diesel, oh, I've had some chocolate now. And as soon as that thought was in my head, I couldn't get rid of it. So I could have resisted, but I got to the petrol station and I ended up buying some chocolate peanuts and some chocolate raisins. And I knew, as I was standing there looking at them, I remembered that day a couple of months ago when I bought chocolate raisins and minstrels, and I regretted it. And I remembered that, which is partly a good thing, but it didn't stop me buying them still. And that's the kind of worrying thing that, and I'll come to this at the end maybe, that I haven't got that, the motivation isn't there for some reason that I had at the start of this process. Anyway, I got a big bag of Doritos and those two things, and I ate those on the way home. And so that was another day not achieved. Then Saturday, I just thought, I've had a bad week anyway. I was quite busy in the morning and quite... When I say busy, I want to say stressed, but I don't mean major stress, minor stress. But because of the way my mind works, it just wasn't comfortable. I'll perhaps explain it in another video what I mean by that. But basically, it wasn't a comfortable morning. Nothing majorly bad happened. I was just doing admin basically. I was overwhelmed about the amount of admin I had to do, trying to keep up to date. It's constant emails and bank statements, and it's so, and there's lots of things going on in my life anyway that have got to do with that. So I went shopping on Saturday for groceries. Actually, no, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't go shopping. I picked up my partner from. No, I didn't pick up my partner. She came home from work, and I said, "Let's go out for lunch." And we didn't go out for lunch. We went out and got some stuff to buy. So we went out to get some potatoes and some other bits and pieces. And while we were out, I just decided, oh, well, let's just get some. I want to get some cakes and some chocolate again. This was today, just the end of the week. So it was almost like a given up on the whole idea of it. So I hadn't actually given up, but for that day, I thought, for this day, I'll just do that. I'll buy some cakes and I think I bought some cakes, and I bought. Is there anything else? No, it was just cakes. I got, yeah, just cakes. So it wasn't as bad as I thought actually, but it was a bad day. So in terms of the week, in terms of the dietary goals, I had 3 good days and 4 bad days this week. So, exercise-wise, I haven't even recorded my steps for last week because the motivation's not there. I said in my last video, I'm not recording my calories now because it's just too much to do right now. I'm going back to a bit of a easier way of doing it, which is just to focus on one day at a time, trying to eat the right things. I have got my Fitbit recording my steps, so I can easily go back and make a note of them. So I'm not necessarily avoiding it completely. I'm just not writing it down this at the moment. But I still want to do my steps. And when I was working, I was doing a few more steps on purpose. But that's definitely something I need to get back into. Is deliberately doing 1,000 steps here, 1,000 steps there, just to up my step count. I didn't do any press ups last week. After my last video, I think it was when I did my last video, Monday, I think, I did stop and then do some 23 press ups, which I said I would do in the video. But after that day, I didn't do any more. So I need to get back into that, but that's probably, I'm less bothered about that at the moment. So anyway, so where am I at the moment with this whole journey? So I've recognised that I don't have the motivation I had at the start, and I don't know where it's gone. But I just recognise it's not there. So when I fancy having some chocolate, there's not something stopping me do it at the moment. In my head, I mean. So there's something not right with my psychology when it comes to this aim of losing weight. And without that being right, it's going to be so difficult to do it. I think what I want to do is remain positive about the whole idea. I'm not going to give up on it. I was thinking today, how would I describe this? Because it's not how I started off doing these videos. And the way I want to describe this is, I'm going to carry on doing these weekly videos. And it's going to be to document my journey, but it's not going to be, as I thought it was, like a one-way street, all going in the right direction. It is going to have some genuine ups and downs. And I'm still confident that in, say, a year's time, a year from now, I'll be at the weight that I want to be. And I want to look back on these videos and realise, actually, it was difficult at the start. I did not manage to do everything I wanted to do straight away first time. I don't want this to come across as being an unending stream of success, because it isn't. If it was that easy, I wouldn't be doing the videos in the first place. If I was able to control my there's a word for it. I can't think of what the word is. My memory's so bad. Appetite. If I could control my appetite, then I wouldn't be overweight. So I have issues to deal with, and they are difficult for me. It is a battle. It's a daily battle. To me, it feels like it's a similar thing to battling an addiction. I don't have an addictive personality in terms of alcohol or drugs or gambling, but I do feel that my inability to control my eating habits, my inability to override my subconscious with my conscious thoughts, is probably on the same scale as having a sort of addiction. And so I need to therefore be mindful that I'm never going to be over this. The rest of my life, if I want to maintain a healthy weight, I'm going to have to be vigilant about what I eat and what I'm thinking about food all the time. I can't say, done with that, finished, now I can relax. And I think that's part of my conscious thinking about this. I have to get my head around the idea this is now forever, this. So my videos are still going to happen. I think they're probably more for me than you. But yeah, so I hope you get something from them if you are watching them. But I would not expect everyone who watches my other videos to necessarily be interested in these videos. They were derived from my work as a courier, but I don't think necessarily for everyone who does career work these are of any interest. One thing I would want to say though is I started doing the videos because I was thinking about how being a courier. One of the reasons why I started the videos is I realised being a same-day courier was bad for my diet and exercise. And I think the ironic thing is I've kind of found a way around that. I have my bag of food, and it's about 2,000 calories. I've measured that, and I know what it is, and it's consistent. I know that I have it's 2 rounded sandwiches. At the moment, it's 3 packets of rice cakes, but I'm going to try and make that 2 packets in the future. It's an apple, a homemade meal, and water. And throughout a day, that from 7 o'clock in the morning, or in the morning I have porridge at home. Or if I'm on the road, I have porridge with me with some sweetener. So that's the other thing I have. So that amount of food when I'm at work actually works usually. If I don't get tempted with the stuff, and if I can fit in my steps between while I'm looking for jobs, that works as well. And if I can be motivated to do my press ups in the back of the van, that works as well. So I've actually found a set of activities that I think will work in terms of me reducing my weight. It's just I've got to do it over and over again every day, and I've got to get back to when I'm at home, not eating crap at home, which is the reverse of before I started these. Before I just cracked the at home bit, and when I was at work, I was always sort of struggling to get through a day. So there is progress. I am going to stay positive. Yeah, I think I'm still confident we're going to get there, and these videos will hopefully document the ups and the downs. And as I think about each week what I'm thinking about, that's what I'm going to put in the videos. So yesterday morning, I did have 4 cakes left, and so I ate them in the morning. And so Sunday is a bad day. I've had a bad start to the week already, but the rest of the day, I got my head in the right place. I didn't overdo it, and I kind of felt that I was getting a bit more control over my thoughts yesterday. It's hard. I want to at some point in these videos kind of delve into the psychology of this, because that is the first stage of my weight loss, and I don't really understand it completely enough to be in a video, but I would just say I differentiate between my conscious thoughts and my subconscious thoughts. My conscious thoughts, things I can control, and I can choose what to think, and I then can choose what to do from the back of those. But some of my behaviours are based on my subconscious thoughts, which I don't control, and it's those are the dangerous ones when it comes to my food. So, for example, the thought that I need a treat when I've had a stressful day is a subconscious thought that comes to my brain, and then it's very hard to get rid of it. The idea that when I'm upset or stressed, eating is a comfort is a part of my subconscious psychology that I can't really control that, but I can sometimes override it with my conscious thoughts, and sometimes I can't. When I do this, when I do my weight loss journey, I'm actually trying at the start to overcome my subconscious, I call them demons I suppose, but I can't think of that word, with my conscious decision-making thoughts. And if I do that enough, one day at a time, day after day, eventually those subconscious thoughts become less of an issue. So at the moment, it's daily. I've got to think about doing the right thing, and that's where I can sort of summarise. That's where I'm at with my brain at the moment. I know that I want to do this still. It's still a high priority. So I've consciously thought it's what I want to do. I have to consciously decide each day to do the right thing, to override my subconscious sort of demons, let's say. I don't like that word, but that's the best one I think of. And then the other thing I will mention briefly, and I don't understand this, is my motivation. I would say my motivation can be subconscious, but usually it starts off being conscious. And I don't feel that there's a strong motivation at the moment. And I'm trying to explain what I mean by that. I don't have, I suppose, I think maybe because I've now put on a bit more weight than when I started. It's like I haven't even. I've been doing this for 8 weeks now, recording, doing videos, and actually I'm worse off now than I was at the start. I think possibly that it's like I've not even started yet. I've been doing this for 8 weeks and I've gone backwards slightly. So it's almost like I haven't even started doing it after 8 weeks. I think that might be a demotivating factor for me. And therefore, I need to have some success to build the motivation. So at the moment, I'm relying on positive thinking to be that success. I haven't got anything to show for it. Today I've had my porridge and I've got my packed lunch. So I'm prepared for today. therefore that's successful, but I haven't been through today yet. So I think my motivation gets strengthened by each success, each day. I think that's how I might look at it. So I'm not negative about this journey, but I would say I haven't got much motivation at the moment. I think that will build in time. I'm not completely sure that's right, but that's the best way of describing it at the moment. And part of what I want to do in these videos is to do a bit of a ramble in the moment and try to come up with some sort of understanding about why I am the way I am. And I think that's where there's going to be some value in these videos for me. Right, thank you very much for listening. I shall upload this video now and then get on with my day, and then I shall do a video for tonight after today's career work's been finished. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for listening.